Hi there, I hope all is well. Welcome to Pearl, a world where modern day princesses strive for class, sass, and stress. I'm your host, Victoria, coming in live from the bench, and it is actually Christmas Day. I have decided to pump out a couple episodes and content things today because it is just so beautiful and there's like nobody out, and so I love to be on the bench when nobody's out here, and it's literally like 8 p.m. and so there was like, it is just like, it's kind of eerie, but like I like it. So you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so as you can tell by the title, we are talking about getting fit, not skinny, okay? And I am creating this episode because I have just been noticing there's this plethora, and I kind of forgot about this because I was obsessed with it too. This plethora of content and like this obsession in our society with being skinny, with being uber beautiful, and it has just resulted in girls doing such harmful things to their bodies when we should be striving for health, not for aesthetics only, should I say. Because I do believe in like aesthetics. I do think everybody should be as presentable as they can be, but I don't think that there should be an obsession to the point where like you're making really bad choices and you're harming your body. Okay. Now, why am I going to be getting into getting fit versus skinny? Like, where did this come from? Okay. So I personally was obsessed with being skinny growing up because also I'm going to be kind of very vulnerable right now. And it's really hard because I didn't think I would ever talk about this, but I also want to be honest and connect with young women because I feel like so many girls just like present themselves as being perfect and stuff. And like, I am not perfect. And I'm not saying that in a pick me way. Okay. I'm just being real. But anywho, I was the chubbo uggo girl growing up, okay? I didn't get much attention. I was always in the shadows of my best friends, who I said in one of my episodes were always Barbie dolls, and they still are, and I love them, don't get me wrong. But it was really hard growing up because I had these beautiful, skinny girlfriends, and I was kind of like the black sheep in that group. And so I kind of developed this really unhealthy relationship with my body and my image, as most girls do. Like, duh, I sound like such a cliche YouTuber right now where it was like, I was so insecure. Like, yeah, we know, queen, like we all are. But anywho, I mean, I'm not anymore, but anywho. So I had this really bad, like decade, should I say, of bad eating, which was restricting and then unfortunately binging. And it was always around the idea of being skinny because, and I'm going to be real, I wanted to attract guys. I thought the moment I could get skinny is the moment all my problems are going to go away. And then COVID hit when I was 18 years old, and I was locked in my house because I went to community college. So I was still home. Also, sorry about the cars. They will be like here. Now everybody, I guess, is coming back home. But during COVID, because I was going to community college, which was online, by the way, and all my friends from high school then went to their four-year university, even though they were locked in their dorm, but whatever. I was completely alone. Well, I think my dad was in France for a long time taking care of business and like family stuff because my grandparents, and then my mom was actually still having to go to work. So, and my brother, I think, was actually still having to go to school. So I was literally home alone all day. And my obsession with being skinny took a really bad turn. Like, I went down a really bad rabbit hole of it, okay? I was the skinniest I had ever been in my entire life. And again, I'm going to be very vulnerable by saying this. So that's actually where I started running. And I wouldn't say that's where I really fell in love with running, but that's where it started. And so I started running every single day, and I started restricting and eating less and less and less, to the point where every day I didn't eat all day. And then I came downstairs, I'll literally never forget this, and I ate one packet of not granola, what is it called? Graham crackers. You know those like really yummy honey graham crackers? I used to eat just like one pack of those a day. And that's literally what I did every single day. And I lost so much weight. I think I lost like 25 pounds, like 20 pounds or something like that. I was the skinniest I had ever been. My parents were starting to like comment things. Everybody was starting to comment and compliment. And so it was like really affirming, but I was so miserable. I never felt so unhappy because also I was like mentally, I was not doing good because I had no nutrition in me. So I was always faint. Like, I couldn't think clearly. This is kind of weird, but like my whole first semester of college, if not that first year, felt like an actual dream. Like, I don't really remember Calculus 1 and Calculus 2, I'm not gonna lie, because I just was so out of it. Like, I was kind of hysterical, if that makes sense. I mean, obviously, I literally wasn't eating anything except for graham crackers. And so I got so skinny, and it was really concerning. And then I was just unhealthily obsessed with being skinny, okay? And I actually still felt just as big. Like I felt like I hadn't lost any weight. The only thing that was telling me that I lost weight was the scale. And so kind of turned borderline anorexic. Like it was, it was developing into an eating disorder, and that wasn't great. And then I decided to go to therapy, which, you know, it's not like, I'm not one of those people who are like, therapy, like literally therapy, like I love therapy, like trauma, like no, like that's kind of cringe. But like obviously if you're literally developing an eating disorder or developing really unhealthy habits that are non-sustainable, you need help, okay? And I realized I was at a breaking point because I was talking to my priest actually about this. I was like, I am not eating, and I think that this is a problem, but I'm just so obsessed with being skinny, and I want to be skinny like these girls. I want to be a model, and I want to attract these guys. And he was literally the one who was like, I think you need to go to get therapy because I'm here to support you. And he would listen to me for hours on end, but it just wasn't going anywhere. So anywho, I sought help and I went to therapy, okay? And therapy literally healed me completely. Ew, healed me. That's so cringe again. Like, sorry, I'm not trying to be lib. Like, no, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean by saying that. But like, you know what I mean, you know? And it healed me. And like my relationship with food just completely changed. Now I'm eating really healthily. I eat, you know, small but packing portions. And actually, no, I eat, you know, good portions with really nutritious foods. It is so balanced. I feel very healthy. And makes sense now why I can run so much more, because before, during COVID, I could barely run a mile or two because again, I was literally living off of graham crackers. And now that I have like, you know, carbs and veggies and protein and all that kind of stuff and eating 3 meals a day, like good sized meals. Like I literally the other day with my friend, or not the other day, but like a month ago, I think we ran like almost 10 miles in a day, which is kind of crazy. Like I literally never thought that. But anyway, all of this is to say, getting fit and prioritizing being fit over skinny will save and change your life. Okay. Like your mental perception of everything is literally going to change for the better, and you're never going to go back. Hopefully. I mean, obviously never say never, but like when you get that like clarity and that thing clicks where you prioritize health over aesthetics, it's kind of weird, but your aesthetics then come. But by that point, you don't care about the aesthetics as much anymore, and yet it still like comes. So it's like a really weird, like paradoxical thing, because like when you're trying to get skinny, you're like obsessed with it and you never actually feel like you're getting skinny. And then when you prioritize getting fit, you end up getting skinny or like looking good, right? And then by that point, you don't really care because you care more about being healthy over being skinny. So it's really weird. But anyway, so getting fit over skinny. Now, personally, I'm just going to say this. When I think of fit, I think of lean and trim, but I'm not saying like, again, don't go into health with the aesthetics. It's just going to come later when you are healed. I hate to say that, but I'm just going to be for real. Like when you are healed and when you're focusing on the health part of it. Okay. So, but I'm saying this because I don't want to I don't want to promote the whole like huge ripped girl thing, which I'm seeing a lot of, which I don't know, like women are just looking like men today, like in the gym and stuff like that, which is like fine, I guess, like if that's your thing. But like personally, I'm not promoting that, and that's like not on this channel. Like I'm promoting like very trim, good looking, like feminine figures, if that makes sense. And so like, again, like no shame, but like just not my preference. Okay. So that's what I mean by fit. But anywho, when I say fit though, I'm not saying like go be lean. I'm saying go be healthy. Okay. So this is where we're going to start with this. You're going to have to start eating 3 meals a day, because I know so many girls are restricting. Okay. If not even 3, 2 big packing punches meals, okay, with protein, with nutrients, fruits, vegetables, meat, carbs, all of it, okay? And personally, I've cut out sugar in my diet, and that has been really helpful, by the way. Not even just for like aesthetics again, but I sleep way better. I have way more energy. I don't feel very groggy, and I don't feel very heavy. I notice that sugar always makes me heavy, and my digestive system is much better. So again, when you focus on the fitness, you're going to reap all these benefits. Okay. So if you literally don't know how to get fit, I think I'm also going to do like a whole video on like specifically how to start, because every other thing is like trying to sell you on something, and I want to be like real and literally tell you how I did it, and like how fitness is just so fun and like actually will become like addicted to you. Like you'll be addicted to like working out and eating healthy, and like you just won't go back. But I want to like approach it through like a very beginner lens of like somebody who's eating very unhealthy, who has a strong addiction to food. But anyway, for getting fit, okay, like I said, eating 2 meals a day, at least like 2 big hearty meals, and then maybe 3 medium-sized meals, I think is a great start. And then including some sort of movement, okay? I don't believe in like being all like, okay, now go run 5 miles. I believe in like, if you've literally never ran a mile in your life and you're trying to start to be fit, start with walking, okay? Start with walking down the street and come back, okay? And literally if that's 2 minutes, I don't care. You need to start somewhere, okay? And better start small than start huge and it's unrealistic and you burn out and you disappoint yourself and you feel bad and then you start like binge eating again, okay? So start eating healthy, good meals. If you don't know, I mean, like, honestly, I kind of like don't even need to say this. You obviously can find healthy meals anywhere on the internet. It's not too hard. It's not too expensive. And I'm not here buying the idea that like eating healthy is expensive. No, because you know why I say this? Because people who are, should I say bigger? And again, I'm not necessarily judging, but I'm just going to say people who are bigger always have that excuse that like healthy food is too expensive. No, let's do the math on this. Okay. If let's say, I doubt they're eating like 10,000 calories a day, but let's just say they're eating that much, right? Like an excess. They're eating 10,000 calories a day, okay? And so they're spending money. They're spending a lot of money then to afford 10,000 calories of food a day. If they just ate the recommended, like 2,000, 2,500 calories a day, that would be shaving down all that money. And then you would really concentrate your money on those really healthy sized, should I say, portions, like the good sized portions, not 10,000 calories worth of food. Okay. And then it will probably actually end up costing the same, if not cheaper. Okay. Literally a can of tuna, some carrots and pasta or like tortilla chips. You're telling me that's more expensive than like a $10 meal at like McDonald's now? Like, I don't think so. Okay. Like a can of tuna is like 80 cents. Okay. And like a huge bag of carrots from Costco, like literally the full size, like almost like you just pulled it out of the ground from Costco, is literally like not that expensive. And then tortilla chips, that huge tortilla chip bag from Costco too, is not that bad, especially again if we're like kind of like cutting it down into all the different meals we can make from that. But anyway, also sorry I say, actually no, I'm not sorry, but like I do say anywho a lot. So now that we're eating healthy, we also need to fix our sleep. Okay, girls who don't have good sleep, it is just not looking fit. Okay, like I'm gonna be real, you're not looking healthy, you're looking kind of yellowy or pale, you have big eye bags. And this is coming from someone, by the way, who I struggle with this because my school is extremely demanding. It's kind of crazy, and so I know I've literally developed eye bags this semester, but I'm hoping to like recover that. But anyway, so now let's talk about why we should get fit, period, like besides even like comparing between skinny and fit. Okay, it is in every girl's best interest to get fit, okay, and take care of herself and take care of her health. And there are actually so many statistics on this, on how women who are fit, should I say, actually do much better in society than, should I say, women who aren't, okay? And you have more opportunities, more doors are open for you. And I know that it's kind of annoying, but I think it actually makes sense, right? Like somebody who looks good and looks healthy and vibrant and glowing, obviously for some reason is like subconsciously sharing with the world that they are deserving of good things, because it shows that you're disciplined. It shows that you have self-control. It shows that you have strategy and technique and that you care about yourself. Because if, let's say you're in a job interview and you look a mess, disheveled, maybe extremely big, I'm not necessarily judging, but like this is just the reality of the world, and you're not looking good, why would they assume that you could take care of their business when you can't even take care of themselves, right? And you might be upset and like pointing fingers at all the people, by the way, in society who might be doing that. But let me remind you that you are also like that. You are also judging people in that way. So again, it's unfair, but it makes sense. And I actually think it's somewhat fair. I think people who take care of themselves, are disciplined and have self-control, should be experiencing the best opportunities in life. Okay. I don't think people who are lazy, and not necessarily saying everybody who's big and who's not fit is lazy, but like if let's say you are lazy and you just don't care about your fitness and your health, why should people, go out of their way to give you opportunities and open doors for you? I don't know. So it is in your best interest as a young lady, and especially as a woman. Unfortunately, women versus men who are fit get a lot better treatment, a lot more opportunities and such. And I also can't help but think that, like, why wouldn't we want to be fit? Like, the whole obsession with being sloth in today's world is just not the vibe, okay? It really is not looking good. And I know some people might be like, well, that's so superficial to, like, just for looks. It's not about looks. I'm telling you, like, there's so many other things that you pick up on when you see a fit person. It's not even funny. They're probably much more confident. They are... And I don't get it. Like, why have we now created this nuance with, like, looking good, and, like, now it's a crime to want to look good? And I get it. I'm not here to be prideful. Like, let's not turn our, strive for health to become a prideful thing. But that is no excuse for you to let yourself go in all ways. Again, it's not even just, like, being fit, even though this video is about that, but also, like, your hygiene and your overall look. Like, if your hair is so disheveled and, like, greasy or, like, very frizzy, or your skin is really bad, coming from somebody, by the way, who had frizzy hair and who had bad skin, you gain this sense of clarity when you get fit also, by the way. I was also going to say this. There is something that happens. There's this shift that happens, this mental shift that happens when you're going down your fitness journey. When you start as a big person and you lose weight, something just clicks and everything makes sense in society. It's kind of hard to explain, but you understand way more the dynamics between people, because when you're bigger and you're frustrated and you're insecure, you have a lot of finger pointing to other people, and you don't understand why people are judging you for your weight. You're like, why is it that deep? Like, why aren't guys dating me? Why aren't I getting all these opportunities and such? And then you lose the weight and you're like, oh, it made sense. So it's really hard to put into words, honestly, what's going on with that. But you'll gain the sense of, like, sobriety, if that makes sense, once you start eating healthy and getting fit, okay? And like I said, fit for me is not being those humongo girls who are, like, ingesting 4,000, 5,000 calories a day of just, like, raw meat or whatever. I don't know. So another thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to fit is, like, really taking care of your health, okay? Like, I see so many gym people and they're, like, sure, they're aesthetically fit, but I think that fit is, like, a whole package deal. It's a whole mental, physical, like, emotional, spiritual thing, okay? Because they say that they're fit and stuff, but, like, inside of them, like, their insides, like, their literal insides are not healthy, okay? They're not feeding themselves good things. They just look good because maybe genetics, or they, eat, like, the 2,000 calorie limit, and then, obviously then you won't gain weight. But inside of them, they're not taking care of themselves. So for me, I am promoting fitness and health as a whole package, putting good things in your body, moving your body, and taking care of your body, okay? And I say this because there's, like, this obsession with, like, protein powder and, like, all these sugary things and, like, all these really, like, non-healthy, should I say, approaches to fitness. Like, why are you ingesting powder? Like, do you think that's what God had in mind when he wanted us to, like, flourish, was for us to, like, ingest powder? I don't know. Or, like, ingest all these unhealthy things. Like, it just, for me, that just doesn't really click. I'm very old school with my, like, eating. It is like eating like a 1950s person, okay? It is like a 2,000, 2,500, maybe 3,000, whatever the recommendation is, calorie, like, diet, okay? With really rich foods, very balanced. There are so many different types of colors on your plate, home cooked, stuff like that. Because I see so many, like, substitutes now that people think are quote unquote healthy, and they're not. Like, what's an example of this? All these supplements and like pill things. Like, sure, I can maybe, like, understand, like, a vitamin pill or whatever, but as a whole, do you really think that we're supposed to be, like, ingesting our vitamins as a pill, like, all compact into a pill? Like, I am just literally about the most common sense diet, basic fitness regime that there is, okay? Which is, you eat breakfast, you eat lunch, you eat dinner. They're all healthy, home cooked, really scrumptious, yummy, nutritious, and then you move your body for at least 30 minutes a day or something like that. If it's a walk, if it's a run, if it's weightlifting, if it's a sport, if it's swimming, like, stuff like that, whatever. Like, it's not that deep, it's not that hard, okay? And I feel like that's, like, the classy vibe, right? Like, every single woman that we know in society who is very classy, and I'm really hinting, by the way, at, like, Kate Middleton, Princess Diana, they had very healthy diets. I actually was, like, studying their diets, and it's very healthy. Whereas, for example, like, Victoria's Secret models, who I would say prior to 2020 are not treating their bodies with love, should I say, and they were not being healthy. I think I read for the Victoria's Secret angels, actually, who are skinny, by the way. So that's what I'm saying, is, like, don't focus on skinny, because focusing on skinny is focusing on an aesthetic, not focusing on health. But anyway, these girls would not eat solids like 24 hours before the show, which is unhealthy, by the way. And then 12 hours before the show, they weren't allowed any more like drinks or like liquids. Like they couldn't even drink water because of the bloating. That is not what I'm going to promote ever. Like that kind of eating, no. We need to eat healthy meals. We need to have regular women figures that are a result of the diet and the like regime, should I say, that I'm like promoting. Okay. And again, it's not like me, like I'm not like promoting this, like this is my standard and you all need to fit this. It's like, no, this is what doctors are recommending we do. They aren't recommending that we inhale protein powder and run 20 miles every single day. Like, oh my gosh. I don't know if you heard that, but that was literally like an owl, I think, or a hawk. Okay, cool. So I'm going to die. Dang, the owls here literally mean no joke. But anyway. So just literally the way that I like, again, I'm thinking of health and fitness is what would your doctor recommend you do? What are doctors recommending? So no smoking, obviously, no drugs, no excess drinking, things like that. You know, it's not just, you know, rabbit food and like salads every day. No, like it's just taking care of your body, and your body will then, as a result of doing those basic things, basic exercise, basic diet, will as a result be really healthy looking. You're going to literally glow. And I want that for you. Your skin's probably going to do better. Your posture is probably going to be better because movement tends to help with posture. Your just outlook on life, your mental health is probably going to be better. So again, it's in like every possible capacity that you are going to elevate yourself. It's not just aesthetics, even though, like I'm saying, and let's be honest, that is going to result from eating this doctor recommended plan, should I say, the doc plan. But yeah, I mean, why aren't we taking care of ourselves? Why have Americans gotten so lazy? And I'm not about the victim mentality, okay? We're not here to blame big corporations, because corporations are not holding a gun to our head, forcing us to eat unhealthy things. Okay, corporations are not forcing us to eat unhealthy things. That is our choice. And we can also blame society and like how expensive things are. No, we need to be strategic again. We need to have common sense, okay? We think that everything just needs to be like given to us and guaranteed, but our grandparents were not given any guarantee, and yet they made it work. They made good decisions. They made sacrifices, yes, but they made logical, good decisions so that they could thrive and survive. Because my grandparents were the same way. I mean, even though my grandpa actually was an engineer on my mom's side, and I think my grandma was a housewife, but then she was also an English teacher at times. They were so on a budget. It was crazy. Even though my grandpa was very much into real estate, they were so frugal, on a budget, and my grandma ate so healthy, home-cooked meals, very yummy stuff. Oh my gosh, is that a coyote? Oh my gosh, that's literally a coyote. That is so scary. Okay, cool. Or maybe it's a cat. I don't know. Okay, I literally need to like leave because it's getting to the hour in the night where like all the critters are coming out and I get a little scared. But anyway, I'm here to support you in your fitness journey, but I am also not the type of person to be like what society is saying right now, where it's like, you know, fat acceptance and all that. I'm here to sympathize. Being fat is really hard. I know this because, again, I was kind of a chubbo girl growing up, but that's no excuse, okay? We're women now, and we are in charge of our bodies and in charge of what's going in our bodies. And so I want the best for you guys. Oh, and also a last advice. You need to change your content. I was given this advice and it kind of changed my mind. Whatever's going into your eyes and ears is what your reality is going to be. So if you're constantly inhaling media that's telling you that you're a victim and that society's out to get you and everything's so expensive and you can't afford to eat healthy and it is just like all these excuses on how to be healthy, you need to change that, and you need to start watching like motivating health content, okay, where girls are losing weight and they're showing you their regimens and their diet plans and their workout plans and such. Don't listen to all the victim mentality content that's out there. It's literally in abundance, and I hate it, and I do not like it. So, yeah. But anywho, I hope you're having a good day, and I can't wait for you to enjoy your journey on getting fit and kind of losing the obsession with being skinny, because it is just not healthy focusing on being skinny, okay? Let's move past the aesthetics and move into elevating and bettering our bodies in every possible capacity, okay? But anywho, I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Like I said, I am praying for you. God bless you. Bye.